Back in 1977, Star Wars The Last Hope was released, and I was there watching the movie with my best friend and his dad since we were underage at that point of time. I was completely mesmerized after I came out from the movie theater that evening, and after that I was hooked, and since then I've been a Star Wars fanboy for sure. So I thought I'd play some Battlefront II from 2017, in order to see how it feels and plays now in 2024. The Battlefront series was launched back in 2004 already by LucasArts with Star Wars Battlefront, developed by Pandemic Studios for LucasArts. The game received positive reviews and sold well, and in 2005 Pandemic developed a sequel, Star Wars Battlefront II, which was also critically and commercially successful. Personally, I loved those games, and maybe there's a reason why they were good games, because they were released during the years, or the era you might say, that is called the golden era of gaming. A period of time in the gaming industry where a lot of great titles were released, and some of them are still thriving up to this day. It has to be said though that it's easy to get carried away by nostalgia, something I experienced to a certain degree today, since I did pre-order the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection today, since its launch date, and I usually never ever pre-order anything nowadays. But even though it's nice to play these old games once more, it hasn't been that great overall since the release has not been without problems either, this one. Now, service issues and bugs are some of the problems that players are now experiencing on launch day, giving this collection so far a mostly negative rating on Steam. Well, this can of course change if they do good updates and everything, but it's a really bad start. And it's also so typical in a way when it comes to release in 2024, even though we're talking about older games per se. With that in mind, we're moving fast forward to 2017, which is the year when DICE and EA released their version of Star Wars Battlefront II that I'm playing here in the video. If you did buy and play the game already from the start, you might remember the controversy about the monetization system in the game, epic level star cards, the highest grade of star card in the game, and weapons that could be acquired from loot crates, making it possible to reach high level status already early on by buying, rather than playing, meaning grinding to earn loot crates, and therefore becoming a pay-to-win game or situation. In addition to that, there has or was also performance issues reported, such as lag or problems launching the actual game. I did play some Battlefield 2 already from the start, meaning 2017. However, coming from a background of playing the older titles makes it hard for me not to compare the new games with the old ones. Well, sure, the graphics are great and looks great when it comes to these newer Battlefront games, thanks to DICE. But there are things that I miss from the older versions of Battlefront 2. For example, the absence of an engineer class and the fact that you need to spawn vehicles into the map at certain occasions instead of being able to just find one, take it, or hijack it, or, like steal it, for example, from an enemy, since they were already available on the map in the older games when the game actually started. So it might be small things for some and maybe not that important, but I do miss that. I also feel that Battlefront 2 from 2017 don't have the same good balance between classes as I experienced in the older versions of the game. Or older version of the game, we're specifically talking about Battlefront 2 now. Maybe the Star Wars feel and identity is also stronger in the older versions of the Battlefront games, having more depth overall. I mean, don't get me wrong, I can definitely enjoy a few matches when it comes to Star Wars Battlefront 2 from 2017 once in a while. It's a decent shooter for sure, maybe more towards a Battlefield kind of game and feel sometimes. At least I was thinking about that now when I came back and played it again, more than an actual Star Wars game in that kind of setting and universe. But how is Battlefront 2 doing now in 2024? Are there still updates being made? How many people are currently playing the game now, etc.? Well, Battlefront 2 is still in the top 100 most played PS5 and PS4 games of 2024, so it is at least quite popular on consoles. Well, let's check out PC as well, meaning the Steam chart, and take a look into that. And we can here see that there's around 1K players on average playing the game via Steam on PC. The old version of the same title currently from 2005 has around 400 players on average. So yeah, the game still has some popularity, especially on PlayStation for what I can see and read. So you're most likely good if you're trying to find matches on that platform. There's no crossplay, by the way, when it comes to this title. I just want to mention that. On the downside of things, there's no longer any updates being made in Star Wars Battlefront II from 2017. Not even sure if they spend time fixing smaller bugs or issues in the game any longer either. But if you're new to the game in 2024, meaning now, and you do like it, then there's still plenty of stuff to play and unlock, if you will. Unfortunately, there seems to be also quite a few cheaters in the game. Some that might have more subtle cheat, if you will, being harder to detect, surviving maybe on 1 HP instead of flying or even teleporting across the map, which is more blatant and can be, seen much easier, so to speak. This is of course a pity and something that I do talk about more or less every time I'm going back playing a game or playing a multiplayer game nowadays, even if the game is considered to be old. What are your thoughts and experiences when it comes to encountering cheaters in Star Wars Battlefront 2? I do hope also we'll see a Battlefront 3 in the future Star Wars Battlefront 3 game, especially since George Lucas and the other blokes cancelled the Battlefront 3 game that was actually in the making back in the days, or at least they had planned it quite far. If there will be a new modern version that will be released though, it won't be EA or DICE making that game, I can probably say that for sure. But meanwhile, you can get Battlefront 2 2017 that you have been watching here when it comes to the gameplay, and also I've been talking about it for quite a good price nowadays, at least on PC, so maybe you want to go ahead and try it out. Or wait until they made updates regarding the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection that I just talked about, and then get those games or that game instead. Well, what are your thoughts when it comes to Star Wars Battlefront overall, and of course also especially Star Wars Battlefront 2 2017? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like, it helps out here on YouTube. And if you want to watch more when it comes to a variety of FPS gaming, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to you soon again in an upcoming video. Have a beautiful day, and talk to you later. Bye.